This is part 3 for our video series on the 21 proven strategies for converting online mortgage leads. Number 15 is don't judge a lead by their information 100% of the time. So a lot of times when people are filling out some sort of lead form, they're not always accurate. They may not actually even be thinking about the questions quite the way they should be. So like if a question says household income, sometimes a person totally forgets about that factor and they're not adding in their spouse or maybe their mother that lives with them, and they're just including their own income. So sometimes the income is significantly higher. Another note is that sometimes people actually just don't want to reveal their real income on those types of forms. Another one is also house prices. So a lot of times people may have this idea in their mind that, oh, it'd be great if I could get a $150,000 house, but maybe you live in an area where there's only $300,000 houses and up. So sometimes just a little bit of guidance when you're talking with the lead is helpful. So the moral of the story here is don't write off leads just because of what they put on their forms. Even credit scores can be like that. Now, I realize a lot of people will say, oh yeah, if someone says they have a 640 credit score, they probably have a 600 credit score. And that there is some truth to that, but sometimes people have it wrong. It's quite the opposite. They may think they have a 640. And in fact, when you pull their credit, they have a 660 or 680. So just keep in mind that, having that conversation is critical with the lead. And of course, as a loan officer, you should be guiding that person anyway, even if they don't qualify or they're not quite ready today. Now, number 16 is give your automated CRM a personal touch. So if you have an automated system and you're using campaigns inside of it, what I would highly recommend is like if someone has provided you with something standardized or maybe the CRM came with it, is personalize it. And I don't mean just have a signature or anything like that. Is if there's text and things going out, try to add images, maybe like a business card or some other little calling card that will allow them to actually see your face and get to know you. Same with if you have the capability to add videos to your emails, and actually really everybody does. All you have to do is get a tool like I use, which is soapbox.com. It's free. You can record videos. Obviously, some people will use like BombBomb or Loom. There's a whole bunch of different options, or maybe you just have a built-in system with your CRM. But either way, you really want to personalize your CRM system and your outreach so that people see that it's a real person on the other side and don't get the sense that it's all automated. Now, number 17 is say something unusual, even slightly offensive to unresponsive leads. Now, this is really for unresponsive leads. So some of the biggest tips I can give you is you can also say things like, did I make you mad? Just bumping this in your inbox. Should I stop calling? Should I give up on you? You can even get funny or humorous with all this stuff. A lot of times this will actually motivate leads. In fact, we've seen that more than you could possibly imagine. We start getting creative in our campaigns typically around about 3 weeks after a new lead comes into play. If they haven't responded yet, saying things like this, especially that did I offend you or did I make you mad, often generates a positive response where the lead is often giving you some story about why they hadn't responded, which actually goes back to some of my early tips, which is like, oh, I've been on vacation, my dog died, I had to go out of town, I was at a wedding, so on and so forth. There's usually a reason. And when you say something like that, they kind of feel guilty. And that's really what you want to do, either make them feel guilty or surprise them. Now, number 18 is your old leads aren't dead. They have life. I cannot stress enough that a lot of people who do not convert their leads early on in the first 30, 60 days assume that lead isn't interested or isn't a good lead and they should never contact them again. That's quite the contrary. I've seen amazing results when people are reworking leads, even ones that are up to 2 years old. So I would strongly encourage anybody out there that's like buying leads or generating leads to sometimes pause and not generate new leads and go back through the old leads that you have and continue to rework them. I've actually seen someone generate almost 30 applications in a month's period of time just off of working 250 old leads that were about a year and a half to 2 years old. So 19, if you're using ads like we do with our clients to generate leads, there's a couple things you can do to increase the power of your ads. One is you can have your past clients comment on the ad and recommend you or say good things about you. That's one thing. Another is to watch for comments. Even negative comments can be flipped around into positive comments by basically commenting in a way that's like a teaching moment, teaching that person, you said this, but it's actually like this, and that's why you're wrong. But don't say you're wrong. Just help educate them, and that actually helps other people, see how intelligent you are. So that's some of the tips with if you're running like Facebook or Instagram ads. Now, number 20 is remind people why you're calling. This is so critical. A lot of times people want to, say, oh, I'm calling you about, to see if you're still looking to buy a home or whatever the case is. What you want to always do is remind them where they submitted their information. So if it's on your Facebook ad, oh, I was calling you because you submitted information about getting a loan from a Facebook ad, or maybe you're buying leads from other source. I would try to figure out where that lead actually filled that information in if you're buying leads from another source, so you can remind them. Just jogging their memory actually makes huge results. And number 21 is don't forget to get apps over the phone. If you send out an application link, more than likely you're going to hear crickets for days. They're not going to fill out that information. Try to get apps over the phone. You always will convert more if you're getting them over the phone, because what happens is you send out that link and they're like, oh, great, I got it. I'll get to it later. And then they don't. And then 2 days goes by. And then maybe you're reminding them. They're like starting to build up in their mind how difficult of a task this is going to be for them to complete it. And then you remind them again 3 days later. And pretty soon they're just ghost mode. They're not talking to you anymore. So the best thing to do is always get apps over the phone. And I would really hone your skills on getting creative as to why they should not be doing it on their own, but why they should be doing it with you on the phone, which obviously some of the best tips there is just to, hey, I'm going to make this really easy for you and just do all this for you right now, just like the way I'm going to proceed when you're working with me to close on your house. So hopefully you've enjoyed these 21 tips. As a quick reminder, if you haven't gotten the download yet, just go to mortgagegrowthsystem.com/21, and that's 21, not spelled out, mortgagegrowthsystem.com/21. Thanks.